Mr. Larson is a new musical, a harebrained idea I came up with after writing a book about a crazy old man who runs a costume shop and suffers from nightmarish visions, horrific migraines, and haunting memories of a tragedy he can't quite piece together. We watch him interact with the lives of those around him in ways that confuse us and perplex us and lead us on, lead us to false truths, lead us to Tella Thompson, the protagonist of the story. The music itself came out of nowhere, really. I was trying to write music for a film score for a student film, and I just kept getting bored. And the music didn't fit the student film at all. It was this kind of spooky piano stuff, and I stopped watching the film. I just started writing this piano stuff, and it sounded somehow familiar. It had like this voice to it, this familiar voice. And I wrote a few of the songs before I realized whose voice it really was. It was Mr. Larson, the character from the book I wrote a year ago. I don't know why he resurfaced that way, but I think he had more of his story to tell. And that came out in the form of this music I started writing. It kind of just took off from there. I didn't expect it to, be anything I would show people, but I started to believe in it. I started to believe this story needed to happen. It needed to be told. That other people needed to get involved. I needed to tap into the talents of, vocalists and performers and stage designers and, a production crew that could really bring this vision to life. And I started to see it so clearly that I just knew it had to happen. It was really exciting. It also came at a point in my life when I had a lot of free time because I got laid off from my job. And suddenly I was completely devoted to this new musical. I had the freedom to write music and write the script and start designing the production, start learning about stage lighting and all of these things that I'd never even touched on in any of my creative stuff before, my creative work. And it was really exciting to learn all of those new techniques, but mostly it was a means to an end. I had to make this happen. I had to make this musical come to life. I had to show people. I could see it so clearly in my head. It was like it already existed. And that's still the way I feel. And it's starting to become something. It's starting to evolve. The story itself is evolving and changing from what the book originally, followed. And the music is unlike anything I've written before. It has its own voice. It's taking shape almost on its own. And it's been really exciting to get real performers involved in performing those songs and singing them and bringing the voices of the characters to life. It's like, there's Tella Thompson. I can hear her voice. She's the protagonist in the story, and finally I get to hear her voice in one of my songs, sung by this, very talented performer. And then there's Mr. Larson. Wow, that's Mr. Larson. That sounds like him. And it's not just the music anymore, it's the voice. And putting those two together, that was it, man. I knew I had to make this happen. So that's why this website exists. I'm trying to make this musical happen. I'm trying to bring it to life so that you can see it someday. Hopefully someday pretty soon. And if you'll help, I think we can do it. Because when people get excited about an idea like this, they rally around it. And if you're interested, if you're curious, listen to the songs, learn about the story, and see how desperately you want to answer the question, who is Mr. Larson?